Hey Baylor fans, this is your call to gear up with Harley-Davidson of Waco. Whether you're hitting the open road or tailgating at McLean Stadium, we've got the ride to match your Bear pride. Check out our wide selection of new and pre-owned motorcycles, visit our service department, or shop all the latest gear and accessories to show off your Baylor spirit and Harley pride. Visit us today and find your freedom on two wheels. Harley-Davidson of Waco, where Baylor fans never ride alone. Visit in-store or at hdwaco.com. Sic Em Bears.
Coach Armstrong, welcome into the Sic Em Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you at Baylor.
Excited to be here.
What's it like? What's the transition been like for you coming to Baylor?
Oh, just the opportunity to be able to come to one of the most prestigious basketball programs in the country and just being here every day and learning from Coach Drew and the staff and being able to enjoy what I view as the best facility in the country. I mean, I don't know that it gets any better.
Yeah, it is nice. You don't have the background at Baylor, I mean, the former Farrell Center, but you just coming in, you can appreciate what we have now, right?
Certainly, and I've seen a lot of different facilities, practice facilities, arenas, things of that nature, and the fact that we have both all under one roof, a state-of-the-art arena, state-of-the-art practice facility under one roof is, to me, like I said, it's got to make it the best in the country. And I got to spend a couple weeks in the Farrell Center, so I see the difference.
Were you here for camps? Is that what that was? Oh no, you were here
in like May
before we moved.
Right?
Yeah,
before
that's
we moved.
what it was.
Yep.
All right, so you got a taste of the Farrell Center.
Yeah,
it's probably good. Now you can really appreciate
exactly.
this. Yeah. What I'm always interested in connections. You know, with coaches, you have so many connections. What about with Coach Drew? What does that go back to?
Coach Drew and I really connected my first year at Link this September, probably about this time 2 years ago when Coach Drew and his staff was recruiting Jacoby. Came up to Link quite a bit. Jacoby had already committed prior to coming to Link, committed to Baylor, so they were just coming up there to see him. And Coach is just so thorough in how he does his job and everything. And Coach would call me every probably 3 weeks, 3 weeks to talk about Jacoby and just see how he's progressing his development. And now getting to know him, I just know that's how Coach is thinking, okay, here's how he's going to get better and here's how he's going to work in our system and things of that nature. I think he's so thorough in those things that we conversated quite a bit throughout that time. And then he recruited another player of ours at Link last year as well. So he was up there more. And so we just kind of got to know each other that way. I obviously knew of him. When I was at LSU, we scrimmaged a couple times. So, I got to see him and his staff operate. And, I've always, had the utmost respect for Coach Drew and his staff. So when he called me with this opportunity, I was honored, actually.
Nice, very good. Tell everybody about Link. I mean, we knew it associated with Jacoby Walter coming from there to Baylor, but tell us about that.
Yeah, Link, it's really amazing what they've done in such a short period of time. Rodney Perry starting, laying the foundation in year one, got to the national championship game at the national level of high school, which is becoming a more and more competitive level and the best level of high school basketball that you can play as a player and as a coach who could coach in. And so Rodney got the Kansas State job with Coach Tang, ironically. And so then I was hired there at Link and spent 2 years there. Jacoby led us to a national championship. And then last year we had a good year again, making it back to the Final Four, so Link's been in existence for 3 years. And we've made the national championship game, won the national championship in the Final Four, which made Link the only school in the country that's been to the Final Four the last 3 years.
Wow.
So proud of that, but the fact that the rise and what they've done just is like anything else speaks to the people there at Link and their commitment to those kids, and it's a unique environment that I enjoyed and is a really, really good place for kids to go and develop their game.
That's cool. I didn't realize it was that new, just 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
And great success.
They'd had a post-grad team prior, but they started the national high school team 3 years ago. There's been 3 seasons.
kind of schedule did you play?
All brutal.
Comers?
It was brutal, yeah. The first year, not quite as competitive. I don't know, for lack of a better word, because we weren't in the EYBL, the Nike EYBL league at that time, in year 1 and 2. The first year of the program, and then my first year as a coach. But last year we were invited to and accepted to be in that league, and that league is all the top teams in the country for the most part. And man, we played 16 games. 16 of our 33 games last year were against ESPN top 25, and like 12 of those were against top 10 teams. So it was a really good schedule last year for sure.
Yeah, that's a lot of travel, isn't it?
It was, yeah. We, my wife and I were looking at it. So New Year's Eve, I was finally home, and starting in November 22nd, I'd been home like 4 days from then till New Year's.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Well, Jacoby, again, if he's an example of the products that come out of Link, they're doing some good things there, because he was such a great guy. It was so great to have him here.
Oh, he's the best kid that I've ever coached, for sure.
That's cool. And I'm sure you still stay in touch with him?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's he doing now?
He's doing great.
Right.
He's up in Toronto. He was here for Vet Week and got to hang out with him a little bit, but he's doing well.
Great.
Excited to watch him this year.
Before Link, you were at Ole Miss for a good stretch, and then LSU. Connection with Andy Kennedy. Going back, did you play for Andy Kennedy? Or he was on the staff?
He was an assistant coach when I played at UAB.
Yeah.
Played is a loose term. I was on the team at UAB. But he was on staff there. My relationship with AK, as we call him, but Andy Kennedy goes back to when I was a kid. My dad was on staff when he played at UAB, and I was a ball boy, so I've known him pretty much my whole life.
That is cool. That's really good. Did you grow up in Birmingham?
I did.
Right.
I grew up in Birmingham. Yeah.
Played at UAB.
Yeah.
Very good. And again, there's those connections like Andy Kennedy, and you guys are just so, you got so many connections that work for you and pay off, don't they, over the course of the career?
I think probably like any business, it's about relationships and networking. But the college coaching is a very small fraternity, and you get to know people and you get to network and meet people, and it's kind of funny how it all connects, for sure.
Great. Tell us about your family. Everybody here in Waco now?
All but my oldest daughter. She is a senior at LSU.
Okay.
Everybody else is here. My second daughter, Sarah, is a freshman here at Baylor, and
nice.
Has loved her first month. I have a 16-year-old who's a sophomore at Robinson High School, a 13-year-old who's an 8th grader, a girl at Robinson Middle School, and then my baby boy is 10 years old in 5th grade at Robinson as well. So I have 3 girls and 2 boys, and they're really enjoying Waco and enjoyed the transition.
That's great. So if people are keeping count, that's 5 kids.
5,
there, right?
Yeah.
And we are glad to have you and your family here in Waco. It is great. How has the transition been? I mean, you come in, you hit the ground running, right?
Yeah.
How has it gone smoothly for you?
It's gone fairly smoothly,
right.
I mean, just like any transition, you have a lot to do when you first move. We've been through this several times, so I guess we're kind of getting used to it to an extent. But busy, but it was a smooth transition, and excited to be here, and my family's really settled in and really enjoying it.
Good. So as we record this mid-September, tell everybody what y'all are doing as a team right now with the players. What's going on at this point?
Now we're still in where we can have 4 hours a week on the floor with them, but starting Monday we'll be able to get into 20 hours a week and official practice. I believe the rule is 42 days out you can start your first practice, and then you can practice 30 days of those 42. And so we're about to be in that stretch. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think that we play a game here in 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's right.
But we do, and so I was actually looking at it today. The national championship game is only 196 days away, so we're going to be busy for the next 28 weeks or so. But it's exciting, and we're ready to get to work. The guys worked extremely hard this summer. I thought we had a really good summer, and then they since we've gotten back, they've been getting after it. So I know that everybody's anticipating and excited for practice to start on Monday.
I think of old school basketball practice used to start like mid-October.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I still think of that.
October 15th.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's a different calendar now. And like you said, 42 days out and you get 30 practices. So Monday, the 23rd, is when y'all can really start as a team. And I mean, I'm sure y'all are ready. There's no easing into it, right?
No, not these days. You got to be ready. You know that you got to take advantage of what the rules allow you to do in the summertime and in the fall leading up, and then you hit the ground running. So we there's no easing into it for sure.
Be interested in your sense of the guys that we have here, this team, and some of the newcomers. People are just getting to know them. What are your thoughts about this team?
Oh, I think we have a great mix of a really good core coming back. We added some really good transfers and some really good freshmen. I think you got to have that balance, last year. And it's all kind of new for everybody as far as roster formation and then trying to figure out the new rules and new ways that we now are in college basketball. But I think that we were able to put together a very good balance of team. You got to have transfers. You got to be able to take advantage of that. But as you see last year, the teams that had too many didn't have the success they wanted to have, and the teams that probably didn't have enough weren't as successful either. So I feel like we have a good balance. We have young guys, we have some older experienced guys in Jeremy Roach and Norchad and Jalen, all graduates and then in their 4th, 5th year, been able to lead us and show the younger guys what it takes. They've all won. I think Jeremy and Norchad have both been to a Final Four. So to be able to watch them and lead by example for our younger guys, knowing that they know what it takes to get where we want to go, I think is a tremendous advantage for us.
Yeah, that's great. I agree. Just from what I know already, it seemed like a great mix. Good returning guys who've been here and been through it and been through the Big 12. And then the guys coming in, they complement the guys that we already had here.
100%. I think it's a great balance, like you said, with the core coming back of Jaden and Langston, who averaged double figures, and Josh, who was an integral part of a team that was a 3-seed in the NCAA tournament, won a lot of big games, and I may be leaving somebody off. But I think our core is really good. And then you had 2-3 high-level freshmen in BJ, Rob, and Jason. It's a good core.
Yeah. Big Josh coming back too, so that's good.
Yeah.
What? So you haven't known Coach Drew personally, it sounds like, that long, but you knew about him, knew of him, obviously, in coaching circles. Now that you're here and working with him, part of the staff every day, what is that like for you?
I'm learning a lot, and just excited to come into work every day because what I've seen with coaches, and now I know why he was able to do what he's done, and really what he's done here, as is an amazing story. I imagine they're going to make a movie about him one day. They certainly should. What he's done here, and just his work ethic. I mean, he's a machine, for lack of a better word. That when he walks in that office, he's working, and when he leaves, he's working, and there's usually a lot of hours in between, and that's awesome to see, and it makes you want to work yourself, and I'm just excited to be here and to continue to learn.
Very good. Look at the Big 12 expanding this year, 4 pretty good schools, basketball schools that are coming in. What do you think about the makeup of this league going into this year?
It's the best league in the country, top to bottom, bar none. I don't think there's any argument. Our schedule, when you look at it, it's like, okay, where is there going to be maybe a night where we can have quote unquote an easy game, and there's not one. There really isn't. And I think in other leagues you do have that. You could probably find that. They may not admit it, but you probably could. But in this league, there's not an easy game, and it was certainly arguably the best league in the country prior to adding 4 really good basketball teams. It's going to be a fun, competitive year. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, same. I think it's going to be great. 4 new schools are really good additions to this league, so it makes the best basketball conference in the country even better.
Without question.
So what do you do away from work, away from basketball?
Just spend time with my kids, my family, my wife and I. Just try to spend as much quality time together and with our kids as possible. Going out to dinner. We like to watch movies and hang out, play sports. Now they're all involved in sports in school starting. We usually spend the majority of our time going to whichever sporting event it is that they're doing.
Nice. Love it. Well, again, it's great to have you here. Great to have you part of the staff, and look forward to working with you. And thanks for being on the Sic Em Podcast.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here and look forward to the upcoming season.